Welcome back. It seems anytime you pick up a magazine these days, most of the Hollywood starlets look as if they are physically wasting away, becoming thinner and thinner. Are these waif-thin celebrities sending the wrong message to society? To help us understand the dangers of this so-called lollipop look and its impact on young women of today, perhaps your daughter or granddaughter, is Marjorie Nolan. She's an outpatient dietitian with the prestigious Renfrew Center. Good morning and welcome.
Thank you.
Let's talk about these models. I mean, I thought for a minute there that the waif look was out. We'd gone through that period, I think it was perhaps in the late 90s, of the waif look and almost the questionable look of whether or not they were on some type of illicit drugs. Remember that?
Yes.
And we thought that we'd gotten over that, and it's returned now?
Absolutely. I mean, anytime you open a magazine or look at media images on the TV, what you're going to see is a lot of underweight women. And
what type of message then is that saying if these are the glam girls to the younger teenagers and the younger women out there who sort of emulate them and look up to them?
Well, it's definitely sending an unrealistic message that in order to be happy and popular, you need to be very thin, unhealthfully thin, in fact.
Unhealthfully thin. And the fact of the matter is that at least some statistics are saying that 1 out of 5 women suffer from some type of eating disorder.
Absolutely. It's about 7 million women in this country right now suffer from an eating disorder.
How serious is this as you're talking about from ages? Is it preteen, or is it 12 to 25? Is it girls in college, women becoming into the workforce, women entering the workforce?
Well, absolutely. I mean, working at the Renfrew Center, I see women of all ages. We work with women from the ages of 14 is the youngest that I've seen, up into the 70s. Women now who are adults just coming out about their eating disorders, but most certainly the ages of dieting and being health conscious are starting younger and younger.
But being health conscious means eating right. It means taking care of yourself.
Absolutely.
It means watching what you eat. That doesn't mean binging, purging, and taking it to the extreme.
Well, I think it starts out that way often, but it often you know, snowballs into more unhealthy behaviors such as binging and purging and restricting food.
Tell our viewers what are some of the warning signs then. For example, if you were concerned that your daughter or granddaughter was suffering from anorexia.
Suffering from anorexia, excessive thinness, an obsession with weight and dieting, also looking at thinning hair, pale skin, other signs like that.
And talking excessively about what? Your food and your diet?
Food, diet, feeling ugly, gross, low self-esteem, or negative self-talk are also common. Let's
tell our viewers then some of the warning signs of when it could possibly be bulimia.
Well, using the bathroom frequently after meals is definitely a big one. Excessive weight changes, whether it's an increase or decrease with fluctuations, binge eating, especially alone, as well as having depressive moods and isolating, and also reacting to stress by overeating.
So you're a parent now, and we've had this actually, where one viewer said, my daughter, I think, is in that category. What should they do if they're suspicious? Do they confront them? Do they say, I want to talk to you about this? Do they call you all? I mean, how do you get into that mode, into that safe space to ask her, is there something wrong?
Well, you definitely have to start by reassuring your children that you love them and being supportive, letting them know that no one's perfect, and also seeking professional help. Calling the Renfrew Center or another center that specializes in eating disorder and getting an assessment is definitely key. This is not a problem that families can usually tackle alone and be successful with.
But how do I get my daughter? How do you get the granddaughter to say, okay, I'll go to this place. I'm willing to admit that I have a problem. I'm willing to admit that I need help. That's a big step.
Absolutely, and often until that occurs, there isn't a way to really help. But taking the child to a professional to get some insight with an assessment can definitely be helpful.
We've seen Lindsay Lohan. She is now on the cover of one of the magazines. I think it's Vanity Fair. And in the article, she denies the fact that she has an eating disorder. She flat out says, I've been misquoted. And Vanity Fair is saying, no, we're sticking by the story. Is it important for some of these actresses to come out and say, look, you don't have to be, you don't have to be this bad?
Absolutely. By coming out and admitting that there's a problem, it really takes the shame out of it because it's a very secretive disorder.
Okay, and I guess the last thing is that Connie and I both have mentioned before, the Glamour magazine was here. Glamour magazine was here, and they said that that this is a myth, that now the more mature woman and the way the fashion industry is embracing all sizes of women, right?
I don't believe so. The more I look at fashion magazines and the more I hear from my patients is that thin is in and fat is bad, and that message is being conveyed very directly by the media.
And we welcome you for offering us that perspective to keep us balanced. Thank you so much. Marjorie Nolan from the Renfro Center, I want to thank you so much for being here. To contact the Renfro Center for more information on eating disorders, log on to our website at cna.tv/yourmorning. More to come. We'll be right back.